What's up, guys? My name is Brandon Anderson with KO Cardio, and today I'm going to be teaching you the basic boxing fundamentals, the principles in which make boxing and punching effective. So I'm going to be teaching you some basic fundamentals and introducing you a 1, 2, and a 3. But before we talk about the punches, let's start with the basics. First of all, I just want to let you know I'm super passionate about boxing, and it's a craft, it's an art, it's a martial art, and it's one that I think has kind of been swept away, as you know, obviously UFC and other martial arts have came to light, and I have a ton of respect for UFC, mixed martial arts. It's fun to watch, but the one thing I love about boxing is it's like watching two people play a chess game. It's very strategic, and there's so much that come with just throwing 6 to 9 punches. There's only a few things that you can do in boxing, but with those few things, it's so broad and it's so strategic. And the one thing that I feel like that's been lost from traditional boxing, when you watch some of the Hagler Hearns, the Leonard Hearns fights, and some of those really good fights, is the respect factor. I think that's been kind of lost in today's modern UFC and mixed martial arts. And boxing, I love the respect factor in boxing, and even that's kind of been lost with some of the fighters nowadays, with the media and the promotions and stuff. But boxing, with the respect that comes into it, it's great for kids, it's great for families. It was great for me when I was a kid because it kept me from being a knucklehead. I was still a knucklehead, but it kept me from, if I was being a knucklehead, if I was, getting into fights, if I wasn't doing my homework, my coach wasn't going to let me come up to the gym and train. In fact, he would have booted me. If I wasn't doing my homework, I wasn't going to be fighting the next weekend. And so there's a lot of discipline that comes in with, martial arts, and especially boxing, and there's a lot of respect. You don't have anything to prove. You find that inner drive of self-control to really work for something and train for something. And so, sorry to get on a soapbox about that, but like I said, I think if you've never gotten into boxing, it's a great art to learn. It's a great craft to learn, and it's very effective. So the first thing I want to talk about before we even get into the punching is, how do you stand? Because you got to think, where's the basic, where's the foundation? Your footwork. Footwork's crucial. So when I look at the way I stand, I need to have a nice bladed stance. I need to be comfortable. I need to be to where I'm not off balance. I got kind of a staggered bladed stance, meaning I got 1 foot forward and I got 1 foot in the rear. And you have to find out, if you're right-handed, you're going to be southpaw. If you haven't heard that term, southpaw means your right hand is going to be your lead hand, and your left hand is going to be your power shot, your rear hand. And so your right foot's forward and your left foot's back. Me, I'm an orthodox fighter. I'm a right-handed fighter, so my left hand, if you're an orthodox fighter, your left hand is forward, your left foot is your lead foot, and your right hand is your rear punch, and your right foot is going to be your rear foot. So orthodox, southpaw. You got to find out what you are, find out what you're comfortable with, and start the basics there. We're not getting into, I'm just going to switch up, because that's a way to get thrown off balance until you're experienced, until you learn how to establish the basics on just your fallback stance, your comfortable stance. And so with that, I have an acronym I like to use that help kind of instill the principles, and it's TECH, T-E-C-H. The T stands for keeping everything nice and tight, right down the middle. Keeping my elbows nice and tight. Everything's going to be nice and tight. I don't mean tightening up my muscles. I want to have my shoulders relaxed, but I want to keep everything nice and tight, because the more tight I am, the more protected I am. So my stance, taken out of the center line to where I'm exposed to get hit, keeping everything nice and tight, going from here to here. So nice and tight. The E means elbows in. So T tight, E elbows in. You'll see a lot of people that have their elbows out here. They flare their elbows. It's a common error, and you're gonna eat body shots all day long with your elbows out there. The C means chin down. This one, if anything is important, the chin down is probably the most important. If your chin comes up, you're going to get knocked out. It happens. There's nothing you can do about it. It doesn't matter how tough you are. This is a soft point. If you get hit in the chin, you're going to get knocked out. Unfortunately, I flew all the way down to Brownsville, Texas to fight in the Nationals, and on my last fight, I got caught in the chin, and I got knocked out, and it sucks. And so keeping your chin down, there's different things you can do, like roll up a towel and try to hold it, hold it down as you're throwing punches, and it'll kind of really work your body into keeping that chin down as you're throwing, or you can use a tennis ball. But the chin down is so crucial so you don't get knocked out. A lot of people overlook that, and they also overlook H, which is hands up. We're not fighting here. This is a moneymaker, not for me, obviously, but this is your computer, and we don't want to damage the computer. So I want to have my hands up. This rear hand, my right hand, is glued to my chin the whole entire time. Because if anything, I kind of have, with my chin down, I kind of have this left shoulder protecting my chin a little bit, and my left hand is up to where I can just barely see over my knuckles. I'm not obstructing my view, but this is going to fluctuate a little bit as I'm fighting, as I'm moving around, but this hand never moves. I want to keep this rear hand protecting my chin at all times. From a southpaw, it's my left hand that's protecting my chin at all times. And so if there's anything you take away from this video, it's keep your chin down and keep your hands up. That is crucial, because the game's all about hitting your opponent more than they can hit you, and try not to get knocked out. So hands up, chin down. Tech, keep it nice and tight, elbows in, chin down, hands up. And so now with the punches, what I want to talk to you about is the jab. The jab is the most important punch in boxing because it's your range finder. If I can't touch you with my jab, I'm not going to be able to hit you with anything else. My jab's crucial. It's the thing I use to set up other punches, and without the jab, you're kind of at a loss in boxing. So your jab is crucial. I remember when I was in the gym, I spent about a month just working on a jab, making sure I'm throwing it straight out, straight back, straight out, straight back, while keeping my chin down. You don't want to telegraph it. You don't want to bring it out and drop it. It's straight out. I'm turning it over, straight back. So with the jab, one thing to remember that kind of helps you remember how to have the summation of forces so it's most effective is I like to think of my jab and my left foot, both my leads here are kind of connected. And when I jab, I'm kind of stepping. It's not a big drastic step, but it's I like to step with my jab, because it's going to give me that full force. It's going to align everything with the summation of force, like I said, so that it's nice and snappy at the end. And so my jab, my left hand are kind of connected. This is about a 90-degree bend, and it comes from right there. I'm not telegraphing it. I don't need to bring it back to load it up, because the power comes, like I said, from the principles, from just kind of that little step, bring it right here. And the jab's not meant to be powerful. You can get your jab nice and snappy, but it's not your power shot. It's going to be the punch that kind of sets everything else up. So nice bladed stance, right down the middle. I'm turning my punch over. I'm not teaching Wing Chun right now, so it's not these punches like this. I'm turning it over, and this hand's still protecting my face, and this elbow is still in, and everything is nice and tight. Right down the middle. Bang. You can practice this in the mirror, just working on the basics. So with the two is going to be your rear hand, the right hand, if you're an orthodox fighter. And so after I throw the jab, the two, this is the great exchange, is going to be my rear hand. Same thing, I'm turning it over. I'm turning over my punch. And this left hand now is protecting my chin. I don't want to do this. You'll see a lot of people do this. This isn't Taekwondo. This is boxing, so I want to keep my chin protected at all times. So 1, 2. 1 is my left hand, my jab. 2 is my right hand. I'm turning my punches over. One common error that you'll see that I struggle with is as you're throwing these punches, what's my chin doing? It tends to want to go up. And so it's crucial to try to focus on, kind of intrinsically on what's going on as I'm throwing these punches. Okay, if I notice my chin's coming up, I need to work on keeping it down. If I notice my elbows are starting to come out, I need to keep my elbows in. So that's why the mirror is probably one of the most effective tools in the gym. Now, finally, the 3 is going to be your left hook. And this is kind of like scooping ice cream. I love the left hook. It can be set up from the jab, bang, bang. But typically, the way I want to start it out now is it's going to come from the right hand. And so with the left hook, it's going to be at a 90-degree bend. It's going to be nice and tight. My elbow is going to be up, and I got this 90-degree bend. Now watch this. That's about all I know. That's not even part of this video. Anyways, so left hook, 90 degrees. I'm scooping ice cream. It's not like this, it's like this. So 1, 2, 3. I'm scooping it in. And so that's all we're going to work on in this video. The basic boxing fundamentals. Tech, tight, elbows in, chin down, hands up. 1, 2, 3. The great exchange is I'm throwing punches. I got one hand protecting my face. I'm turning my punches over. 1, 2, 3. When I throw that left hook, my right hand is still protecting my chin. 1, 2, scoop the ice cream. 1, 2, 3. Now watch my footwork. This is crucial. So you'll notice when I jab, I'm kind of doing that little step with my lead foot. And when I throw my straight right, I'm pivoting on the ball of my right foot. And when I throw my left, I'm pivoting on my lead left foot. Now if you've got like maybe a local gym that's got a heavy bag, or maybe you got one in your garage, just start working the jab. You can even do this in the mirror. And just kind of find the end of that range. Remember, turn over that punch, kind of step with that lead foot. Make sure you're turning it over straight out, straight back, and just work the jab for a few minutes. Maybe do a 3-minute rounds, maybe do 2 3-minute rounds. Just kind of feeling it. So now after you've kind of got comfortable with sticking the jab out there, finding your range, I want you to go ahead and just kind of hold your jab out there and then find the range of that 2. Start working on doing the 1, 2, the great exchange. Hold it out there nice and slow, focusing on the fundamentals, keeping your hands up, your chin down, your elbows in, nice and tight. And then from the 2, you can scoop in the 3. So remember, from the 2, I'm protecting my chin, and I'm scooping the 3 like I'm scooping ice cream. Got the 90-degree bend in my elbow's up, and I'm pulling it through. And once you kind of get comfortable with that, go ahead and let your hands go. I just want you to focus on those 3 punches. It can be 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. You can do a 1, 3, 2. Mix it up. So there's a reason KO cardio is called KO quote-unquote cardio. It's so you can get in shape. So go out and find a heavy bag and focus on nothing but the tech principles that I showed you, using nothing but the 1, 2, 3. And depending on your level of fitness already, do 3 3-minute rounds. Maybe you can do 3 6-minute rounds, and really just focus on instilling those principles and getting in shape. Remember, if you're not pushing yourself, you're cheating yourself. Thank you for tuning in to KO Cardio. Don't forget to like and follow my page. Take care and God bless.